covering of testis from outside to inside, that also we have discussed in detail. So outer, it is covered by the two layer of serous sac all over except posterior border, double layer serous sac covering entire testis except the posterior border, that is known as tunica vaginalis, two layer outer parietal and inner visceral layer. Inside the tunica vaginalis, there is a layer of dense tissue or dense membrane that is known as a tunica albuginea. Okay, this tunica albuginea, it project inside the testis from the posterior border and from the incomplete vertical partition. Okay, near the posterior border, that is known as a mediastinum testis. From the anterior border of mediastinum, various septa extend radially into entire testis and divide the testis into around 200 to 300 cone-shaped compartments. These compartments are known as lobule of testis. Okay. Now each lobule is also lined by the thin vascular loose areolar membrane. Okay. Each lobule is also lined by the thin vascular loose areolar membrane. This membrane is known as tunica vasculosa. Okay, and this tunica vasculosa extend inside the lobule. Also extend, or we can say it is continuous with the loose areolar connective tissue. Okay, it is continue in the interior of the lobule as a loose areolar connective tissue, which contain blood vessel, lymphatic vessels, and interstitial cells of Leydig. So remember, interstitial cells of Leydig are lies outside the seminiferous tubule, within the lobule of testis. Okay, same thing you can see here. Lobule of testis consists one lobule consists 1 to 3 seminiferous tubule supported by the interstitial loose areolar connective tissue containing blood, lymphatic vessels, and interstitial cells of Leydig that produce testosterone. Okay, the same thing you can see. Tunica vaginalis, outer parietal and inner visceral layer. Tunica albuginea, mediastinum testis in the posterior border. Fibrous septa arise from it, and from the lobules. Lobules are lined by the tunica vasculosa, okay, which also continues with the interstitial tissue, in which there is a presence of seminiferous tubule, loose areolar connective tissue, and Leydig cells. Now, in the structure of testis, at the apex of each lobule, you can see seminiferous tubule lose its convolution, or you can say it becomes uncoiled and becomes straight. Okay, that from the 20 to 30 large tubules, that is known as a straight tubule. These are known as a straight tubule. All these tubule enter the mediastinum testis and from the network. It is entering the mediastinum and joined to form the plexiform network of tubules. These tubules are known as the rete testis. At the upper end of rete testis, okay, there are origin of ductules. These are known as a efferent ductule, which are about 10 to 12 in number. This efferent ductule form the head of epididymis. So this efferent ductule form the head of the epididymis. Okay, within the epididymis, they also form the cone-shaped coil mass that is known as a lobule of epididymis. And near the, at the lower end of head, there is you can say different ductile unite to form the single duct. Okay, unite to form the single duct. This duct is known as canal or duct of epididymis. This continue as a this canal and duct form the body and tail of epididymis. You can say it is present in the body and tail of epididymis and finally continue as a vas deferens. Finally continue as a the same thing, seminiferous tubule and straight tubule that are in mediastinum testis from the rete testis at the upper end efferent ductule that enter in the head of epididymis from the lobule of epididymis. Then they unite to form the canal and duct of epididymis, the body and tail, and finally continue as a vas deferens. So this is a, we can say, course of tubules inside the testis. Okay, same thing we have seen all these things in last lecture. You can see this is the outer dense connective tissue membrane, that is a tunica albuginea. Inside there is there is a tunica vasculosa. Tunica vasculosa continues with the interstitial tissue. Okay. Now within the lobule of testis, you can see these tubules. Okay, and this is the mediastinum of testis near the posterior border. That is an incomplete vertical partition formed by the tunica albuginea. Extension of tunica albuginea near the posterior border. Clear? And in mediastinum testis, there is the network of the tubule that is known as a rete testis. So all these are all the spaces. So आपको दिख रही है mediastinum में the spaces lined by the epithelium of the rete testis. Okay, we have also seen this structure. So there are around 200 to 300 lobules, and each consists of 1 to 3 seminiferous tubules and there are 400 to 600 seminiferous tubules total in each testis, we can say. Okay. And uncoiled length of the seminiferous tubulus is about 2 feet. Uncoiled length of efferent ductus is about 15 to 20 centimeter. One second, sorry. Okay, and uncoiled length of canal of epididymis is 6 meter. Okay. Now, what is seminiferous tubule? Seminiferous tubules, these are the highly convoluted structure present in each lobule. Highly convoluted structure present in each lobule of testis. Each testis contain about 200 to 300 seminiferous tubule. Each lobule consists of 200 300 lobules, and each lobule consists of 1 to 3 seminiferous tubules, and so each testis contain 400 to 600 seminiferous tubules. Okay. When stretched out, or we can say when uncoiled, each tubule is about 70 to 80 centimeter in length and has a diameter of about 150 micrometer. Combined length of all seminiferous tubule is 300 to 900 meters, and it is lined by the cells which are concerned with production of spermatozoa. Okay, so that is about the seminiferous tubule. Now let's see the detailed structure, or we can say microscopic structure of lobule of testis with seminiferous tubule. We know lobule of testis, it is covered by the tunica albuginea. Inside tunica albuginea, tunica vasculosa, which continue with the interstitial tissue. Okay, there is a loose connective tissue of blood vessel and lymphatics containing interstitial cells produce testosterone, and within the interstitial tissue you can see various sections of seminiferous tubules. Okay, so this is how it appears under the microscope. And all these are the seminiferous tubule surrounded by the interstitial connective tissue, and within the tissue you can see the blood vessel, lymphatic vessels, and this group of cells are the interstitial cells of Leydig. Okay. Okay, so that is about the structure of lobule. Now let's see the structure of seminiferous tubule. Okay, so you can see this is seminiferous tubule, one seminiferous tubule. It is also covered by the one covering, or the layer, you can say layer or wall, that is known as tunica propria. Okay, wall of tubule is known as tunica propria, also known as peritubular connective tissue. Okay, this seminiferous tubule is also covered by the wall, or we can say covered by the layer of connective tissue, that is known as a tunica propria or peritubular connective tissue. Now, this connective tissue mainly contain collagen fibers and also contain muscle-like cells. Okay, thin layer of vascular connective tissue containing collagen fibers and muscle-like cell. This muscle-like cell is known as a myoid cell. This is known as a myoid cell. Okay, but remember this covering, or this tunica propria, do not contain fibroblasts. Okay, these do not contain fibroblasts. So this is structure of peritubular connective tissue or tunica propria consists of collagen fiber and muscle-like cell, that is known as myoid cell. Now, what is structure and function of myoid cell? Myoid cell is a peritubular contractile cells. Peritubular contractile cell. Peritubular means surrounding the seminiferous tubule, which contain actin filament. Actin filament. Now, here, what is the function of contractile cells? It helps in the movement of the spermatozoa and fluid mainly. So, to create peristaltic wave, which help in the movement of spermatozoa and testicular fluid through the genital ducts. That is the main function of this myoid cell. Okay, it produces a peristaltic movement, which help in the movement of spermatozoa and testicular fluid through the genital duct. Here, now inside it, there is a presence of several layers of cells of various size and shape. Okay, resting on basal lamina. Okay, all several basal lamina means tunica propria. Here, basal lamina means tunica propria. So inside the tunica propria, there is presence of several layers of cells. आपको दिख रहा है काफी layers दिख रहे हैं. Okay, of cells of various size and shape. सारे cells की size and shape different है, अलग-अलग है. Here, so these cells are mainly two types. These are mainly two types. Most of them are different stages of spermatogenesis. Most of these cells are in the different stages of spermatogenesis. These are the germ cells or spermatogenic cells. Spermatogenic cell, and other cells are supporting cell. Other cells provide support to these. And you can see these peripheral cells. Only nuclei are seen, especially nuclei derived this peripheral part. Okay, so these are the nuclei of supporting cell. These supporting cells are known as sustentacular cell, also known as Sertoli cells, commonly called as Sertoli cells. Here, so this wall of seminiferous tubule contains mainly two cells. One is spermatogenic cell or germ cells, okay, in the different stages of spermatogenesis, and second is supporting cell that is known as Sertoli cells or sustentacular cells. Okay, so it is look like a epithelium, stratified epithelium. It is look like a stratified epithelium. That's why it is also known as seminiferous epithelium. Okay, so this wall of the seminiferous tubule is look like a stratified epithelium. That's why it is also known as seminiferous epithelium. Okay, so you can see all these are germ cells in the different stages of development, and this is the nuclei of Sertoli cells. Okay, now these let's see first spermatogenic cells or germ cells. Okay. They are various stages in the formation of spermatozoa. Okay. And what is the arrangement of this cell? This is arranged in the higher order from the basal lamina to lumen. Higher order from the basal lamina to lumen. Okay. So basal lamina more we can say uh, uh, spermatogenic cells, spermatogonia होगा. Okay. And towards the lumen there is a mature cell जो बनते हैं बाद में. Clear? So near the basal lamina there is a presence of spermatogonia which is lie in contact with the basal lamina. Okay. So above it there is a presence of primary spermatocyte that is present on side, and it is the largest germ cell. Then other cells that is a secondary spermatocyte, spermatid and spermatozoa all present in lumen. All present in lumen. So this is the arrangement of the spermatogenic cells, okay, from basement membrane to lumen in higher order. In higher order from the basement membrane or basal lamina to lumen. Yeah, the spermatogonia is the most outside and spermatozoa is inside the lumen. Okay, so that is about the arrangement of spermatogenic cells. Primary spermatocyte is the largest germ cell within the seminiferous tubule. Secondary spermatocyte rarely seen. Why it is rarely seen? Because it immediately enters the second meiotic division. Okay, after formation, it immediately enters the second meiotic division and converted into spermatid. That's why secondary spermatocytes are rarely seen. Spermatids are smaller than the spermatocytes. Spermatids are smaller than the spermatocyte. This is how to differentiate various cell under the microscope. Yeah, so that is about the spermatogenic cells. Okay, you can see spermatogonium in contact with the basement membrane. The side there is a primary spermatocyte, secondary spermatocyte, and spermatid near the lumen. Spermatid and spermatozoa near the lumen. Okay, secondary spermatozoa are rarely seen because it quickly undergo division and converted into spermatid. Yes, primary spermatocyte is largest. Is the largest. Okay. Next cell is a Sertoli cell. Just look this blue color outline. Okay, the blue color की outline है, that is a Sertoli cell, shape of Sertoli cells. Okay, so you can see it is a irregular shape, irregular, but it is columnar or pyramidal in shape. Okay, so it is a tall, slender cells having irregular pyramidal or columnar in shape. Okay, irregular pyramidal or columnar in shape. Okay, see the extension of this cell. It extends throughout the wall, or we can say throughout the thickness of seminiferous epithelium. Okay, or we can say throughout the thickness of wall of seminiferous tubule, from basement membrane to lumen. Okay, so extend to the whole thickness of seminiferous epithelium from basement membrane to lumen. Okay, see the shape and location of nuclei. The nucleus is basal. It is a basal. Okay, and something oval in shape and prominent nucleus, irregularly oval in shape and like distance has a prominent clear appearance. We can say appearance of Sertoli cell. Irregular pyramidal or columnar in shape. Irregular pyramidal or columnar in shape. Extend throughout the whole thickness of the wall of seminiferous tubule from the basal lamina to the lumen, and nucleus is basal, irregular oval in shape with the prominent nucleus. Prominent nucleus. Okay. It contains abundant mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, and other organelles. Okay. also contain abundant microfilament and microtubules. Okay, you know what is a microfilament, microtubule? These are the cytoskeleton. So these are more in number to provide structural support to the developing spermatozoa. Okay, to provide support to developing spermatozoa, it contains more number of cytoskeleton, that is a microfilament and microtubules. Before puberty and in old days, more prominent than germ cells, but in adult it is less prominent than germ cells. So puberty से पहले or in old days, these cells are more prominent than germ cells, and in adult these cells are less prominent. Okay, now see the at the lateral side. Okay, base rest on the basement membrane, that we know. Base rest on the basement membrane. Then sides and apices are marked by recesses. See the depression. There are depression on the sides and near the apex, apical portion. Okay, these depressions are known as recesses. Okay, why these are the recesses? To accommodate the spermatogenic cells. Okay, so sides occupied by the spermatogonia and spermatocytes, and apices are occupied by the spermatids and spermatozoa. This is spermatids and spermatozoa. Here, so basal, we can say base rest on the basement membrane, and side and apices में क्या होगा? Recesses होंगे, recesses. The recesses on the sides are occupied by the spermatogonia and spermatocytes, and recesses on the apex or apical side, that is occupied by the spermatids and spermatozoa. Okay. Now see the lateral side. Lateral, near the basement membrane, there are two lateral processes, and these lateral processes communicate with the similar processes of the opposite side. Okay, so there is a presence of lateral process near the base, okay, which is interconnected by the tight junctions. That is interconnected by the tight junction, and this connection, this tight junction, it separate the wall into two compartments. Okay, separate the divide the wall of seminiferous tubule into two compartments. This near the base is known as a abluminal. Ab means away. Abluminal compartment, which contains spermatogoa, and this is a superficial or adluminal compartment, which near the lumen. Adluminal is near the lumen, contain the spermatocytes and spermatids. Okay, this is just a division of compartment interconnected by the tight junction present between the lateral processes. But main function of this tight junction, okay, tight junction of lateral processes, it from the blood testis barrier, which separates spermatogonia from the other spermatogenic cells. Remember, this is the main function of this tight junction between the lateral processes, that from the blood testis barrier. Okay, what is main function of blood testis barrier? It provide the, or it act as a immunological barrier. Remember, that is the main function of this barrier. This is a immunological barrier. It isolates luminal contents from the circulating immune cells. Remember, this is a basal lamina. ओके, बेसल लेमिना के यहाँ पे क्या हो गए? आउटसाइड पे ब्लड वेसल्स होगी इन द इंटरस्टिशियल कनेक्टिव टिश्यू. इंटरस्टिशियल कनेक्टिव टिश्यू में यहाँ पे ब्लड वेसल्स होगी. ओके, नाउ दिस ब्लड वेसल्स provide blood to the Sertoli cell, and through the Sertoli cell, the nutrients reach to the these spermatogenic cells. Okay, now this blood testis barrier is separate the spermatogonia, mainly isolate this spermatogonia and other contents of lumen, or we can say isolate the mainly spermatocytes and spermatids, spermatozoa from the circulating immune cells present in blood, okay, and thus it protects the spermatocytes and spermatids from the autoimmune reaction. Now, why autoimmune reaction happen to, okay, towards or against these spermatocytes and spermatids, we can say. Why autoimmune reaction occur towards or against our own spermatocytes and spermatids? ऐसा क्यों होता है? अपने ही सेल तो हम ही प्रोड्यूस करते हैं. ओके, बॉडी ही सेल प्रोड्यूस करेगी स्पर्मेटोसाइट एंड स्पर्मेटिड. फिर भी दिस cells may produce the autoimmune reaction. Why? Because this spermatocyte and spermatid, okay, it is a different genetic material. Remember, it is a different genetic material. So after spermatogonia converted in spermatocyte, genetic material is different. So it may recognize as a foreign cell by our own blood, or we can say our own immune cell. This newly formed spermatocytes and spermatids or spermatozoa, it recognized as a foreign cell by our own immune cell. That's why to prevent contact of this newly formed cell, there is a presence of blood testis barrier, okay, and which prevent autoimmune reaction. So it is act as a immunological barrier. Okay? So that is a main function of blood testis barrier. Okay, you can see here same thing. This yellow color cell is a Sertoli cell. Yeah, sorry, diagram में थोड़ी color. This is a not correct diagram because nuclei basal, okay. बाकी सब तो ठीक है. So what is spermatocyte? Okay, primary, secondary, spermatid and spermatozoa. Here you can see the blood testis barrier. Okay, other function is a provide structural support to the spermatogenic cell. These are the all function of Sertoli cells. Okay, first function आपको पता ही है, हमको पता है, it provides structural support to the spermatogenic cells. Second, it also act as a nursing cells. Okay, it allow the exchange of metabolites and waste product between the spermatogenic cell and circulatory system. Third is it also phagocytoses the residual bodies and undifferentiated spermatogenic cells. Here, phagocytous residual bodies formed during the spermatogenesis and undifferentiated spermatogenic cells. Also secrete the fluid that helps to move the spermatozoa. And lastly, the blood testis barrier that we know protect the spermatocyte and spermatid from the autoimmune reaction. Okay. Also produce some hormones like the Mullerian inhibitory substance, short form it is known as MIS, which suppress the development of paramesonephric duct, Mullerian duct, which are responsible for the development of the female genital organs. Also secrete the androgen binding protein, which bind the testosterone and make this available in high concentration to germ cells within the seminiferous tubule. Okay, this androgen binding protein bind with the testosterone, so it increases the concentration of testosterone inside the seminiferous tubule. Increase the concentration of testosterone inside the seminiferous tubule. Okay, secretion of this hormone is inhibited by follicle stimulating hormone. So it also secretes one hormone that is inhibit the production of FSH. FSH inhibit होगा इसलिए ABP inhibit नहीं होगा. So ABP increasing amount and finally it increases the level of testosterone inside the seminiferous tubule, okay, which help in spermatogenesis. So these are the other hormones produced by the Sertoli cell. Okay, so you can see the structure of seminiferous tubule after discovering the tunica propria with the myoid cells. Okay, inside the tunica propria there is a supporting cell, that is a Sertoli cells, and all other are spermatogenic cells. Okay, same thing. This is in the stain preparation. You can see tunica albuginea. Then here there is a tunica vasculosa hoga, and this is a section of seminiferous tubule, tunica propria with seminiferous epithelium. Okay, you can see the various size and shape. Okay, cells of various size and shape. Okay, mostly जो nuclei basal के नजदीक होगा and oval nuclei. Oval nuclei near the base are mostly nuclei of Sertoli. तो यहाँ पे दिख रहा है. See the cursor. Okay, this is a nucleus of Sertoli cell. Okay, बाकी सब round nuclei होते हैं. Round nuclei are spermatogenic cell. So how it appear under the microscope? Okay. So this is a picture of the seminiferous tubule. It is a many layer of cells. Okay, that's why it looks like a stratified epithelium. There is a great variation in size and shape of cell and nuclei. Great variation in size and shape of cell and nuclei. So it is not look like a true epithelium. The epithelium हमने देखी है stratified squamous और transitional, इसके जैसा नहीं दिखेगा. यहाँ पे सारे nuclei अलग-अलग दिखेंगे आपको. There is a lack of well-defined margin of lumen. See the margin of lumen. Lumen is irregular margin. Okay, margin of lumen is irregular. In conspicuous cell boundary is not very clear. All types of cell are not seen in any one part of seminiferous tubules. Okay, so this is the appearance of seminiferous tubule under the microscope. इधर दिस इज लार्ज व्यू आपको दिख ही रहा है. लार्ज व्यू में जो भी आपको नियर द बेसमेंट मेम्ब्रेन में ओवल न्यूक्लियर है, ओवल न्यूक्लियर, ऑल ओवल न्यूक्लियर विद प्रोमिनेंट न्यूक्लियस सर्टोली, ये आपको दिख रहा है. दिस इज द सर्टोली न्यूक्लियस ऑफ सर्टोली सेल. Here this is also very clearly seen, nucleus of Sertoli cell with the prominent nucleolus, and all other are the spermatogenic cell, in which the largest nuclei Okay, largest round nuclei are nuclei of spermatocytes. Nuclei of spermatocytes, and toward the apex mostly spermated. Toward the apex mostly spermated. Okay, so that is how to differentiate various cells under the microscope. Okay, same thing you can see the Sertoli cell nuclei oval shape, and near the base always there is spermatogonia near the base, and largest largest nucleus, that is a primary spermatocyte. Primary spermatocyte. Okay, so that is all about the seminiferous tubules. Okay, this is a scanning electron microscope. There's a different other type of cells. Okay, so PM is tail of sperm. Okay, यहाँ पे लिखा ही है S means spermatogonia, S means spermatocyte, and S means Sertoli cells. This is Sertoli cell, supporting cell. Okay, now interstitial cells of Leydig. Okay, interstitial cells of Leydig. Okay, so these cells, interstitial cells of Leydig, these are the large round polyhedral cells with the eosinophilic cytoplasm. Remember, they appear pink in color. Large round polyhedral cells with the eosinophilic cytoplasm. Function हमें पता है, secrete the steroid hormone, that is testosterone, synthesis from the cholesterol, and have the receptor called luteinizing hormone, okay, which produces the stimulate these cells and produce testosterone. So it has feature of steroid secreting cells. Remember, steroid secreting cell has a rich, smooth endoplasmic reticulum. There is a high amount of smooth endoplasmic reticulum and mitochondria. They also contain rod-shaped Ringkis crystal. Ringkis crystal आपको कभी भी MCQ में पूछते हैं. Rod-shaped Ringkis crystal also contain lipid droplets. Clear? So remember, हमने स्टार्टिंग में पढ़ा था कि स्टीरोइड आर सिंथेसाइज्ड इन दी smooth lipid and steroid area in smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So it contains more amount of smooth endoplasmic. So that is about the interstitial cells of Leydig. ये पेरिफेरी में दिखेंगे आपको. यहाँ पे आपको दिखाता हूँ. See here, यहाँ पे दिख रहा है pink stain cells in between the seminiferous tubule. Mostly it is present in groups. Mostly it is present in groups. Groups में होते हैं mostly. यहाँ पे भी दिख रहा है. This is interstitial cells of Leydig. Okay? Outside the seminiferous tubule. तो अगर ये पूछते हैं एग्जाम में और प्रैक्टिकल में, तो आपको उसके आइडेंटिफाइंग फीचर मोस्टली क्या लिखना है कि वेरियस सेमिनिफेरस ट्यूब्यूल्स आर सीन containing spermatogenic cell and Sertoli cell, and in between the seminiferous tubule there is a group of interstitial cells of Leydig are also seen. ऐसे आप लिख सकते हैं आइडेंटिफाइंग फीचर्स. Okay, or you can write the, if tunica albuginea is seen, then you can write tunica albuginea is also seen. Various section of seminiferous tubules are seen, okay, containing spermatogenic and Sertoli cell, and in between the seminiferous tubule there is a presence of interstitial tissue in which there is a presence of interstitial cells of Leydig. Okay, so that is about the identifying features of the testis. Now, duct system आपको पता ही है. Just remember the epithelium of duct system. Straight tubules are lined only by Sertoli cells. Straight tubules are lined only by Sertoli cells. Okay, no spermatogonia or spermatogenic cells. Retitestis is lined by the simple cuboidal or low columnar epithelium. Retitestis. Efferent are lined by the pseudostratified columnar epithelium. Consist of tall columnar ciliated cells and short cells with the microvilli. Okay. Most of fluid secreted in the seminiferous tubule is reabsorbed in efferent ductule. Okay, and this reabsorption it creates suction pressure inside the seminiferous tubule, which help in movement of spermatozoa. Okay. Most of the fluid secreted in seminiferous tubule reabsorbed here, okay, which creates a suction pressure in seminiferous tubule, which help in movement of spermatozoa. Next is epididymis. Okay, prepare this epididymis mainly for objective and MCQ. So you know it is a present near the posterior surface, or you can say posterior border of testis. There is a three-part: head, body, and tail. Tail is continuous with the vas deferens. Head consists of efferent ductules. Body and tail consist of canal or duct of epidermis. We have seen the structure of efferent ductule. Efferent ductule में pseudostratified ciliated columnar epithelium है, consist of columnar cells and the short cell with the macrovilli. Okay. Now, what is the structure of duct of epidermis? Remember, this is that we have seen the duct of epidermis. Okay? जो हमने section लिखा था पहले during pseudostratified epithelium, that is a section of duct of epidermis. Okay, what is the function of epidermis? It here spermatozoa become mature during the passage through the duct of epidermis. Here it acquires motility and become ability to fertilize. Okay, become able to fertilize. So that is the main function of the epididymis. Okay, maturation of spermatozoa is function of epididymis. It is lined by pseudostratified columnar epithelium with stereocilia. ये हमने पढ़ा था ना during pseudostratified epithelium. Okay, pseudostratified columnar epithelium with stereocilia. Stereocilia, it is a long microvilli, long modified microvilli. It is not cilia, it is a long modified microvilli. Okay, epithelium contains two types of cell, principal cells, that is a tall columnar, which bears a stereocilia, and basal cell. Also contain intraepithelial lymphocytes, which are known as halo cells, surrounded by circularly arranged smooth muscle layer, which help in propulsion of sperm. Okay, it is surrounded by circularly arranged smooth muscle layer, very thin layer. You can see here. So you can see this is a pseudostratified columnar epithelium with stereocilia, containing two cells, mainly principal tall columnar cells, which contain stereocilia, and short basal cells. You can see the nuclei of short basal cells. This acts as a stem cell, which acts as a stem cell. Also contain intraepithelial lymphocytes. Okay, that is known as a halo cells. It's surrounded by the circularly arranged smooth muscle. We have a very thin layer of smooth muscle. Here, same thing. You can see smooth muscle layer very clearly seen here. Very thin layer, basal cell and tall columnar cell, principal columnar cells, stereocilia. Okay. So this is how it appears under the microscope. Vas deferens. Okay. Vas deferens is very rarely asked as a short note. कभी कभी पूछते हैं, लेकिन आपको थोड़ा याद रखना पड़ेगा. This may be asked as a short note. इसलिए 3 marks में पूछ सकते हैं vas deferens. Okay. So it is a thick wall cord-like muscular tube. Whip cord. हम बोलते हैं चाबुक है ना, चाबुक. Which is used in circus. So it is a thick wall cord-like muscular tube. Okay, आपको पता है whip cord होता है, whip cord. It is a very small lumen and very thick wall. Okay, so ये vas deferens is just like that. Very small lumen and very thick wall. Wall is very much thick in vas deferens. Okay, mucosa is folded. We give with the stellate-shaped appearance to the lumen. Okay, due to folding of mucosa, you can say there is a presence of longitudinal folding of mucosa. So lumen become stellate shape, star-shaped lumen. Lining epithelium is pseudostratified columnar with stereocilia, same as the epidermis. Okay, duct of epidermis. Pseudostratified columnar with stereocilia. Okay, outside the epithelium there is a very thick muscle layer, and you can see muscle layer inner longitudinal, outer longitudinal, and middle circular. There are 3 layers: inner and outer longitudinal and middle circular layer. Okay, so there are 3 muscle layer, and it is a very thick. Adventitia is same structure, loose irregular connective tissue containing blood vessel. Okay, Adventitia is similar, loose irregular connective tissue containing blood vessel. So this is a structure of vas deferens or ductus deferens. Clear? Function आपको पता ही है vas deferens के. It transport the spermatozoa from the duct of epidermis to the you can say prostatic urethra. Here, just before the prostatic urethra, the vas deferens and duct of semiocycle to form the ejaculatory duct here. So that is about the structure of vas deferens. Okay, so this is a small, we can say, low power view, low magnification. You can see cord-like structure, very thick cord-like structure, small lumen due to longitudinal folding, lumen appears star-shaped. Okay, same thing, very small lumen, star-shaped lumen. Okay, here large view, you can see the epithelium. It is pseudostratified columnar epithelium with stereocilia, okay, surrounded by the muscle layer. See the inner longitudinal, middle circular, and outer muscle layer is very thick. This is the epithelium, pseudostratified columnar, principal columnar cells, and basal cells. Okay. Now, see, this is also star-shaped lumen. We have seen this structure. This structure is also star-shaped lumen. But here, two structure is different. One is the epithelium and one is a muscle layer. muscle layer is thin here, and this is inner circular and outer longitudinal, and this is a different epithelium. Okay, so which structure is this? You can write in chat box. Which is this structure? Don't confuse with this structure. Okay, this is not vas deferens. This structure has also star-shaped lumen. Right, it is like lined by the urothelium. That is right. Transitional epithelium. So ये कौन सा structure है? Transitional epithelium surrounded by the inner circular and outer longitudinal muscle. Okay, so this is a ureter. So don't confuse with the vas deferens and ureter. Ureter. Okay, so vas deferens में right, this is ureter. Vas deferens में epithelium अलग होगी and very thick muscle layer. See, vas deferens is very thick muscle layer, and epithelium is thin and there is a pseudostratified columnar. And ureter epithelium is thick, there is a transitional epithelium and thin muscle layer. Okay, so this is the main difference between the vas deferens and ureter. Okay, this is ureter. Okay. Now सेम थिंग, ये ट्यूबुलर सिस्टम हमने जो देखा वही है. तो ये सेक्शन ऑफ टेस्टिस है, और कैन से एंटायर टेस्टिस, वहाँ पे आपको सारे लोब्यूल ऑफ टेस्टिस दिख रहे हैं, काफ़ी सारे लोब्यूल्स दिख रहे हैं. Within each lobule you can see the seminiferous tubules, and posteriorly you can see the mediastinum testis. Within the mediastinum you can see the rete testis, and outer covering भी आपको दिख रहा है tunica albuginiae, tunica albuginiae. And here near the posterior you can see the epididymis. Okay, these are the coil, you can say head of array, mostly head, काफी सारे दिखेंगे. Efferent ductules. Okay, so you can see this is the efferent ductus in the head of epididymis, and this is a rete testis in the mediastinum testis. Efferent ductules lined by the pseudostratified columnar epithelium. Okay, so here these are the efferent ductules, pseudostratified columnar, and this is a duct of epididymis, or you can say canal of epididymis. Okay, you can see the various section of canal of epididymis. Okay, so sorry, these are both efferent ductules. This is in the epididymis, this is in the mediastinum testis, about the mediastinum testis, and this is in the head of epididymis. Okay, so you can see same thing. Okay, this is a ductus deferens, pseudostratified epithelium, and very thick muscle layer, inner longitudinal, outer longitudinal, and middle circular. Okay, this is the actual picture of vas deferens. Same thing. Accessory sex gland. Okay, so accessory sex gland में most important हमें पता ही है, there is a prostate. Okay, prostate is most important, and this is also important short note, can be asked as 3 or 5 marks short note. आपको ये prepare करना है prostate. Okay, it is not tough, it is also very easy to write in exam, बहुत easy है, just समझ लो क्या है उसमें. तो दो ही स्ट्रक्चर आपको डिस्क्राइब करने हैं, दो ही स्ट्रक्चर है वो आपको डिस्क्राइब करने हैं, वेरी सिंपल. It is a conical fibromuscular organ or gland surrounding the proximal part of male urethra. ये आपको पता है, proximal part of male urethra, that is a prostatic urethra. It is the largest accessory gland of the male reproductive system. Okay? About it is chest nut in appearance. This is chest nut. Okay, chest nut in appearance. It is homologous with the para-urethral gland of female, and secretion. It is produced mostly acidic secretion of semen. Okay, acidic part of semen. Okay, it is apex, base, anterior surface, posterior surface, and two infralateral surface covering of prostate. Okay, it is covered by two layers. Okay, inner layer that is known as true capsule. Okay, inner layer is known as true capsule. It is formed by the condensation of fibrous stroma. Condensation of fibrous stroma. Remember, true capsule is always formed by the condensation of fibrous stroma in any organ, not only in prostate. In any organ, true capsule is always formed by the condensation of fibrous stroma. Outside it, there is a layer of false capsule. Okay, false capsule that is also known as prostatic sheath. And it is formed by the peritoneum, visceral layer of pelvic fascia. That is a peritoneum. You can say peritoneum in the pelvic region is known as a pelvic fascia. Okay, it is formed by the visceral layer of pelvic fascia. So that forms the false capsule here. So one important apply aspect regarding the capsule. So in prostate, remember, capillary plexus, this is capillary plexus, it is present between true and false capsule. True and false capsule. So during surgery, we both capsule left behind in the body to prevent hemorrhage, to prevent rupture of this capillary plexus. Okay, so सर्जरी करते हैं ना, तो ये पूरा लेयर बॉडी के अंदर ही रखते हैं, यहाँ से निकालते हैं ग्लैंड. ओके, यानी यहाँ तक ही निकालते हैं. Okay, so both capsule left behind inside the body. Okay, so to prevent hemorrhage during surgery. But there is a reverse in case of thyroid. In thyroid gland, this capillary plexus present deep to the true capsule. Okay, it is present beneath the true capsule, so we cannot keep it separate. We cannot keep it separate. So during thyroidectomy, thyroid is removed along with its capsule. Okay, after ligation of all blood vessels. Right? After ligation of all blood vessels. Yes, so this is very commonly asked in Viva. Viva में काफी बार पूछते हैं. Okay, so during prostatectomy, prostate is removed without capsule, and during thyroidectomy, thyroid is removed with capsule to prevent bleeding during surgery. Okay. Now let's see the microscopic structure of prostate. So आपको ये दो कंपोनेंट क्या है? मेनली मेरे को टू कंपोनेंट आपको दिख ही रहा है. एक ये ब्रांचिंग दिख रहा है, ब्रांचिंग जैसा, एक ये सपोर्टिंग पार्ट दिख रहा है. सो दिस इज स्ट्रोमा एंड पैरेन्किमा है, ये हमें पता है. मेनली मेरे को टू कंपोनेंट्स, वन इज अ फाइब्रोमस्कुलर स्ट्रोमा. रिमेंबर नाम में ही है फाइब्रोमस्कुलर. सो यहाँ में फाइब्रस टिश्यू के साथ मस्कुलर टिश्यू भी है साथ में है, तो उसको बोलते हैं फाइब्रोमस्कुलर स्ट्रोमा. सेकंड इज पैरेन्किमा. पैरेन्किमा में देखो ये सारे ब्रांचिंग पार्ट है, दैट इज द ग्लैंड्स. ओके, सो पैरेन्किमा कंटेन कंपाउंड ट्यूबुलो एलोवियर ग्लैंड्स. But about 30 to 50 compound tubulo-alveolar glands embedded in stroma. Here, and glandular part poorly develop at the birth, proliferate at puberty, and degenerates in old age. Okay? So glands poorly develop at birth, proliferate in puberty, and degeneration in old age. Due to requirement, okay, according to requirement of prostate. Okay? So just you have to describe only these two structures. One is a fibromuscular stroma, and second is parenchyma. Okay, so you can see all entire gland is made up of fibromuscular stroma. Remember, stroma is more in amount as compared to parenchyma. Fibromuscular stroma is more in amount as compared to parenchyma, and parenchyma embedded within the stroma. So fibromuscular stroma more conspicuous than the parenchyma in section of prostate. आपको दिख रहा है, stroma ज़्यादा दिख रहा है, parenchyma कम दिखेगा. Okay. This fibromuscular stroma contain collagen fibers and smooth muscle. नाम मत छे. Okay, fibromuscular. Fibro means which fibers? Mainly collagen fibers, and muscular means smooth muscles. Okay, and this stroma also from the septa. Also from the septa, we separate the glands and continues with the fibrous capsule. Okay, from the septa, we separate the glands and continues with the fibrous capsule. So this is the structure of stroma. Stroma में इतना ही याद रखना है. It is a more in amount as compared to parenchyma, contain both collagen fibers and smooth muscles, and from the septa is separate the glands and continues with the capsule, true capsule that we have seen. It is formed by the condensation of stroma. Clear? Now parenchyma. Parenchyma, we know what is it. Parenchyma is a compound tubulo-alveolar gland. Oh, यहाँ पे कैसे लिखा है? Okay, it is present in the form of the follicles or alveoli. 30 to 50 compound tubulo-alveolar glands in the form of follicles or alveoli. Okay, either it is in the form of follicle or it is in the form of alveoli. Okay, तो आपको इसके याद रखना कि एपिथेलियम क्या है, उसका शेप क्या है, ल्यूमेन कैसा है. तो देखो शेप आर इरेगुलर, आपको दिख रहा है, शेप आर द इरेगुलर एंड वाइट ल्यूमेन. ओके, so variable in size and irregular in shape, white lumen, mucosa is folded. ये भी दिख रहा है आपको, mucosa is folded. तीन स्ट्रक्चर तो आपको इसमें दिख ही रहे हैं. lumen and folded mucosa, white lumen and folded mucosa. Lining epithelium भी आपको दिख रही है ये lower diagram में. Okay, so it is a simple columnar, simple or pseudostratified columnar epithelium, variable depending on the secretory activity of gland. Okay, so this is the structure of parenchyma of prostate. Okay, so just remember all these are in the form of follicle or alveoli, okay, which is a variable in size and irregular in shape with the white lumen and folded mucosa and lined by the simple columnar or pseudostratified columnar epithelium. Okay, now all these glands, okay, opens into 12 to 20 excretory ducts. Okay, 12 to 20 excretory ducts, and these all excretory ducts finally open into the prostatic urethra. Prostatic urethra. We know it also receive the opening of the ejaculatory duct. This urethra also receive the opening of the ejaculatory duct. Now, what is the structure of this excretory duct? Okay, it is lined by bilayer epithelium or double layer epithelium. The superficial luminal layer is a columnar and deep layer is tubular. So this is structure of these ducts, okay, excretory ducts, lined by the double layer epithelium, in which superficial layer is columnar and deep layer is cuboid. Okay. Now within the lumen of follicle, आपको दिख रहा है यहाँ पे, ये देखो ये एक स्ट्रक्चर है, यहाँ पर भी एक स्ट्रक्चर है, okay. Small rounded masses of uniform or lamellated structure, also known as prostatic concretions. Okay, prostatic concretion. Clear? Either homogeneous or lamellated. Homogeneous means from center to periphery, similar in appearance. Lamellated means it is look like a concentric lamellae, just like in compact bone जैसा. Okay, Haversian system है ना, उसके जैसा दिखता है, लेकिन either it is a lamellated or we can say homogeneous, uniform in appearance. Okay. These concretions are known as a amyloid body or corpora amylacea. This is one of the identifying features of the prostate. ये आपको याद रखना है. Okay. Within the lumen of follicle, remember this is present inside the lumen. Small rounded masses of uniform, or we can say homogeneous or lamellated bodies. These bodies are known as amyloid bodies or corpora amylacea. It consists of condensed glycoprotein and it is often calcified. Condensed glycoprotein contain condensed glycoprotein, often calcified. It is more prominent in old age. Okay, more abundant in old age. Young में नहीं दिखेंगे, लेकिन old में काफी सारे दिखेंगे ये. Clear? So this is one of the identifying feature of prostate, corpora amylacea or amyloid body. It is nothing but condensed glycoprotein, which may be calcified. Okay, so small rounded mass, uniform mass, or laminated mass. Yeah. Now various zone of prostate. Okay, this zone are based on the difference in size and nature of gland. Okay, we divide prostate into three zones mainly based on size and nature of gland. Okay. First is a peripheral zone or outer zone. It contains main prostatic gland. It is a very long duct. You can see. This is the main prostatic gland, and it is a long ducts. Okay. Exterior ducts are very long and opens into the prostate urethra. That is known as the outer zone or peripheral zone. Inside it, there is a internal zone. Internal zone. It contains the internal or submucous gland with short duct. This is okay. Internal or submucous gland with the short ducts. That is known as internal zone. And third is the innermost zone. Okay, you can see the very small gland here without duct. Okay, innermost mucous gland opens directly into urethra without duct. Okay? Innermost or mucous gland. These are not the mucous gland or innermost gland directly into the urethra. So these are the three zones of the prostate based on the size and nature of glands. Based on the size and nature. Okay, outer or peripheral zone contains main prostatic gland with a long ducts. Internal zone contains submucous gland with the short duct, and innermost zone contains mucous gland without duct. Now this internal zone and innermost zone, two zone. Okay, internal zone and innermost zone. That is also known as a central zone. That is also known as central zone. So it is also given two parts: peripheral zone and central zone. Peripheral and central zone. So you can see peripheral zone and central zone. Clear. Next is the function. We know it produces secretion from the considerable part of semen, which is an enzyme, that is acid phosphatase, amylase, and protease, and citric acid. Also produce substance called prostaglandin that has a numerous action that you know. So the action of this secretion. Clinical aspect में क्या है ये आपको याद रखना है. Glands present in central zone prone to BPH, that is known as benign prostatic hypertrophy. That is a benign tumor of prostate. Remember, benign prostatic hypertrophy is a very common condition in old age people. Okay, BPH. Remember, BPH commonly occur in the central zone. And peripheral zone are prone to prostatic carcinoma, cancer. Yeah, तो आपको ये याद रखना है. Cancer most commonly occur in peripheral zone, and benign prostatic hypertrophy, that is a benign tumor. It is commonly occurring central zone. That is the clinical aspect of the prostate. Yes, that is all about the prostate. So you can see this. This is how it appears under the microscope. Okay, you can see the fibromuscular stroma, and within the fibromuscular stroma, you can see the compound tubuloalveolar glands, which is in the form of the irregular alveoli or follicle. Irregular alveoli or follicle. Okay, which are the irregular in shape, white lumen and folded mucosa. Irregular in shape, white lumen and folded mucosa, lined by the mostly simple columnar epithelium or maybe pseudostratified columnar epithelium. Okay, so this is a larger view. You can see the fibromuscular stroma is more in amount and embedded follicles or alveoli of compound tubuloalveolar glands. Here you can see the epithelium, larger view. Here it is look like a pseudostratified columnar epithelium. Pseudostratified, yeah. Folded mucosa, wide lumen, irregular in shape. This is a fibromuscular stroma. Fibromuscular stroma. Okay, and this is the corpora amylacea within the lumen of follicle. Within the lumen of follicle, there is a presence of corpora amylacea, also known as a okay, amyloid body, also known as amyloid body or corpora amylacea. Okay, this is a condensed lipoprotein. Here, see, it is a lamellated in appearance. Okay, lamellated, one layer over the other layer. Here, it is a more common in old age. सेम थिंग यू कैन सी हियर कॉर्पोरा एमएलसी यहाँ पे दिख रहा है एक जगह पे, बाकी तो आपको दिख रहा है फाइब्रोमस्कुलर स्ट्रोमा इज प्रोमिनेंट एंड एम्बेडेड tubuloalveolar glands. Corpora amylacea very clear है, डोंट वरी, वी हैव द स्लाइड विद कॉर्पोरा एमाइलेसिया. तो आपको एग्जाम में जिसमें कॉर्पोरा एमाइलेसिया दिखता है ऐसे ही स्लाइड हम रखेंगे, सो यू कैन इजीली आइडेंटिफाई दिस स्लाइड. ओके, सो अगर फॉलिकल्स दिख रहे हैं उसके लुमेन में कॉर्पोरा एमाइलेसिया दिख रहा है, इट इज अ प्रोस्टेट. Corpora amylacea very prominent. So most of important aspects are over. Now let's see something about the seminal vesicle and penis. Okay, so seminal vesicle, elongated line tube highly coiled upon itself and reduced to a small size about 5 cm. Remember, यहाँ पे ट्यूब भी होती है. ये ट्यूब is highly coiled upon itself and from the seminal vesicle. Okay, seminal vesicle actually it is a tube that is highly coiled. Okay, it is a 3-layer mucosa, muscle and endothelium. Mucosa thrown into fold, its branch and anastomos to form the network. Therefore, mucosa is just like a branching tree. This looks like a branching tree. Okay, branch and anastomos with each other. Lining epithelium is pseudostratified columnar, non-ciliate, without cilia. Okay, muscle layer is very thin, inner circular and outer longitudinal, and adventitious same structure, loose connective tissue containing blood vessel. Okay, so branch mucosa, branch mucosa, so the branching in anastomosing, lined by the pseudostratified columnar without cilia, and very thin muscle layer and adventitious. Here, so that is a structure of this seminal vesicle. Just आपको एक ही याद रखना है इसमें, ये mucosa is a branch and anastomosing, branching and anastomosing form है. Clear? And the line muscle is very thin, lined by the pseudostratified columnar without cilia. Without cilia. So this is how it appears under the low power. You can see the branching of mucosa. Okay, so here you can see branching of mucosa. It may look like you can say uterine tube. Okay, so we usually do not keep this slide during exam. तो प्रैक्टिकल में ये स्लाइड हम नहीं रखते, ये जस्ट अपने नॉलेज के लिए ही है. प्रैक्टिकल में नहीं होती है स्लाइड. सो डोंट बिकम कंफ्यूज विद द यूट्राइन ट्यूब एंड सेमिनल वसाइकल. सो अगर आपको ऐसे ब्रांचिंग मुकोसा दिख रहा है फिलिंग द ल्यूमेन, दैट इज ऑलवेज यूट्राइन ट्यूब. वी विल नॉट कीप दिस स्लाइड, वी विल नॉट कीप स्लाइड ऑफ सेमिनल वसाइकल इन एग्जाम. सेम थिंग विद होल्स. ओके, लास्ट स्ट्रक्चर पेनिस में जरा डिटेल में पूछते नहीं है, आपको सिर्फ एपिथेलियम याद रखना है. पेनिस में एपिथेलियम, व्हिच एपिथेलियम प्रेजेंट इन व्हिच यूरेथ्रा. ओके, पेनिस का स्ट्रक्चर आपको पता ही है. इट इज कवर्ड बाय द स्किन. स्किन के अंदर सुपरफिशियल फेसिया होता है व्हिच कंटेन वेरियस वेन एंड ब्लड वेसल्स, एंड उसके अंदर कवरिंग होता है ट्यूनिका, जस्ट लाइक ट्यूनिका अल्बोजेनिया, एंड व्हिच मींस सॉरी सुपरफिशियल फेसिया के अंदर में 3 इरेक्टाइल टिश्यू होती है. पेयर ऑफ कॉर्पोरा कैवर्नोसा एंड कॉर्पस स्पॉन्जियोसम. Pair of corpora cavernosa and corpus spongiosum. Both corpora cavernosa and corpus spongiosum contain the various spaces lined by the endothelium. Interconnecting spaces, interconnecting irregular spaces lined by the endothelium. Okay, and it is filled with the blood. Okay, which ultimately lead to the erection of penis. Okay, yeah, ये सारी spaces lined by the endothelium, just like a venous sinusoids. These spaces are just like a venous sinusoid. Okay, and okay, so corpora cavernosa and corpus spongiosum. Okay, so same structure you can see corpus spongiosum में urethra होगी. Just remember the epithelium in the urethra. Prostatic urethra is lined by the transitional epithelium. Okay, membranous is lined by the stratified or pseudostratified columnar epithelium. Penile urethra. Okay, that is lined by the pseudostratified columnar epithelium except distal end. Near the opening, it is lined by the stratified squamous non-keratinized epithelium. Okay, near the opening, it is lined by the stratified squamous non. Okay, ये epithelium आपको याद रखनी ही है because it is very commonly asked in NEET PG. MCQ में काफी बार पूछा गया है ये क्वेश्चन epithelium पे. Epithelium on coordinate page. Okay, prostatic line by transitional epithelium, membranous by the pseudostratified columnar, penile is also by the pseudostratified columnar epithelium, but near the distal end, or we can say near the opening, it is lying by the non-keratinized stratified squamous. That is all about today's lecture. Okay, same thing. You can see various epithelium, okay, penile urethra, pseudostratified columnar epithelium. So this is all about the male reproductive system. Thank you very much. Okay, do you have any query?